What's up, everybody? It's Katie from Mob Culture. Welcome back to another episode of Ride with Mob. Today I have a very close friend and a very special guest. Alongside me, we're driving in a super cool car, which we're going to tell you about a little bit later. And guys, the video is not reversed. That is correct. It is on the left-hand side. All right. So I'm going to hand over to Mr. Mo. He's going to introduce himself, and we're going to talk a little bit while we take a little stroll around Joburg. Mo, would you like to introduce yourself?
How's it, guys? I'm Mo, owner of Car Candy Inc. Thanks, Katie. We go a long way back. Always appreciate your time, your effort within the scene, but also with me, always supporting our events. Thank you so much, and thanks for this opportunity.
No, great, Mo. So Car Candy, tell us a little bit about Car Candy. Tell us about how it started, or where did you get the drive to do it, and where did your love for cars actually start?
So, I think if we start with the love for cars, it most probably comes from my dad. My dad worked for JSN many years ago, and I think for quite a bit of time. So, it funny enough was always love and passion for VW. It's all I could afford at some stage.
Yeah.
And it was the pics I would always see of my dad, his cars that he owned. And yeah, I think my sister and I just loved BMW purely because of him and his passion around it. And once I got into the first one, it was done.
Okay, and what was your first BMW that you owned? Or what was the first car that you owned?
So the first car was a CTI.
Okay.
Red CTI. I would love to own another. And funny enough, a lot of the guys that know me just know me as a BMW fan, and I'm not. I'm a massive VW fan. My dream car, which I would love to own, is a Mark II two-door left-hand drive. And I would really lose my E30 to get that car. That's how much I love it.
You'd give up the E30 for it?
I would. I really would. I'd obviously love to work much harder to be able to achieve that goal without.
Yeah.
But I'll be very tempted to lose the E30 for a special Mark II. But on condition it's two-door and has to be left-hand drive.
Oof, and those are rare.
Yeah.
Do you know of some?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Funny enough, when I bought this car about 4 weeks ago.
Yes.
And last week I was offered a lefty, Mark II, and I'm just not ready. And I just said to the guy, thanks, but yeah, there's no money right now.
Wasn't your time?
Yeah, it's not the time. You don't want to rush. Some people overcommit when it comes to vehicles, just to push and achieve. And with me running the business, it's very important to be focused and always know that the business comes first.
100%. And in terms of the business, so Car Candy, what do you do for people that are watching?
So Car Candy, and I don't think you would even know this. I don't think I even mentioned it, but it actually started off, when it started and the name came up, it actually came up as an online magazine.
Okay.
And it ran for about 3 months. We were getting good traction, a lot of people looking at it, but truth is there's no opportunity to make money. And I then moved it into the car events, and that's always been there. So when I was still employed, my vision was to just continue with the car events, keep the Oaks. I had quite a bit of following around the E30 scene. I own one of the pages called BMW E30 South Africa, and it was just gathering the Oaks. So it was keeping the communities together, creating events, and then we changed it up a bit where we said it's got to be a purpose.
Yeah.
So for a good few years now, we've changed it up where we said to the guys, gather for a reason. So it's either a baby home, whatever it is. Recently we did one where we went to an organization that was supported by the government and now no longer has that funding. How do you say no to someone like that?
No, 100%.
So it's just gathering the guys and saying to them, we've got the money, we can afford to enjoy our vehicles. Let's give back at the same time. And then from a business perspective, it's the classic car sales. We've specialized on the E30 accessories for quite a bit of time. We're moving into a few other models. We've assisted quite a bit of owners. And then, you know, we've done the Beamer Fest.
Mm-hmm.
So it was called BMW Fest before, which has now changed into Beamer Festival. And that was just, the past May.
Mm-hmm.
And that aims to be a yearly BMW festival.
Yeah, that's just looked like a great event.
That was really fun.
It was.
We missed you.
Yeah.
You were sick, I remember.
Yes, I got bad flu. But coming back to what you said, so I actually met Mo from a car event, and I actually told him that I'm going to remind him about this. I met him at the show that he hosted years back at News Cafe Town Square.
Oh my word, that was the first one.
That was the first one.
The first one.
Well, when you held it there back then, that was the first time I met him. And he also he went on to doing bigger things like Beamer Festival, like he mentioned. I remember a show that you did in Harties. I think that was also BMW Fest.
Yeah.
It was also BMW Fest. And then you also did the Wheel Freaks.
We called it Wheel Wars.
Wheel Wars.
Wheel Wars.
Yes.
There were many German engineered.
Yes. I remember that one at the Glen.
Yeah. So that might be coming back very soon.
Okay.
And when I say soon, probably if all goes well, that could launch next week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
I
we're
wish
just
you
waiting
luck
for
for that,
confirmation. Thanks. If we get the confirmation from the venue, that should happen. Yeah.
Nice. That's going to be interesting. It's nice that you're bringing back all these events. I think people are missing it, especially the BMW community.
Look, that's the community what's the word? Service, help, sell to, create events. And I've picked up over the years that these guys don't have the time to drive these cars.
No, 100%.
But as soon as we create this for them, they then make the time to come out and enjoy.
Yeah, that's nice. And then in terms of classic car sales, we obviously know you, and I know you of being one of the greatest guys to sell E30s. What's the number sitting at now?
Sure, it's slowed down a bit, obviously because of there's not much. People don't want to sell the E30s anymore. So I think it's about 120, 121, yeah, 121, just around there.
Which is not too bad. It's actually
Not bad.
great. It's actually great. It's great that you're moving such a classic car. It's such an iconic car to South African culture, car culture. And in terms of,
just to add,
yeah,
and people don't know, we're not allowed to say it until the actual buyer announces, but out of that 121 is a very, very special sale, which in time you guys will see who purchased that car and what has been done to it, and it will be revealed at a very special place as well. So I just wanted to hint.
Stay tuned. Maybe I'll speak to Mo about this person. Maybe I'll give you guys a little.
It's actually a massive company. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
No, that's great. We're keen to see that, Mo. And then in terms of E30s, I want to talk, and I might be itching on something here, but I think it's on everybody's mind. Great mint E30s, 325is's are now well over the million. How do you think that's come along, and do you think the pricing is now right in terms of those classic cars?
You know, the only way to explain it to guys is, and it happens with me, there's times I get to a point where I say, okay, for example, a 325 four-door has hit its maximum, and that's it, and boom, something sells for more. And that's just what it's become, because there's so much hype around an E30 that me and you might not understand or be willing to spend that money. But the next oak that comes in, he's ready, he's cash ready. It's something he's always wanted. Nothing stopping him at all. So the vehicles have become I mean, if for the guys that have followed me would realize that I always had stock. Every month, at times there were 4 and 5 available in a month. And now they don't come available because I think people have realized if we sell, we're done. We're never finding one again. So I just, it's best to hold on, look after it, maintain it. It's already become an investment. A lot of my clients have bought investments. Guys don't drive the vehicles, they're keeping it for their kids. It's just there, you know, why have money in the bank?
That's true. That's true. Like I'm probably going to touch a lot of feelings here with the viewers, but I feel they're priced right. If you think about where the market's gone, what type of car, and like you said, it's investment. Every time I see like yourself or Gordon's or those guys that push the classic cars, and you see they're asking these prices, you need to ask the question that you just said. Like, it's becoming rare. It's becoming an investment. People don't want to sell. You know what I mean? Do you feel that the 46 M3 or 36 M3 and the 46 M3 are moving in that direction?
100%. Definitely. It's already started with the BMW 36, just not M3s in general. You'll see a few dealers have put up some hardcore pricing.
Yeah, okay. I won't say anything.
And it's gone viral, and it's just, I've said it, I think I said it about 6 months ago, and I'll say it again. Trust me when I tell you the E36 is the next E30. And it just makes sense because there's no more stock of the E30s, and that's the next car to get into. I've picked it up from inquiries. My inquiries on E36s are much higher now. I've picked up as well, the guys that are buying are willing to spend on it, accessories, get them into top condition, you know?
100%. And before we get into what we're driving, if you had to give a few quick tips on people that are looking at these classic cars, like a E30, E36, even if we go to E46, what would you recommend they look out for, and what's the key signs or telltale signs that this is a good purchase?
I think, look, I have a set rule when I look at cars. So like most of the cars I sell, I don't get to see them because they're all over the country. But in pics, there's certain things I can see. I look for originality. I look for a simple thing like where the original tag needs to be, you know? Asking a guy if it's on your name, simple thing like that, whether it's a code 2, code 3, all those things make a difference. And because of the hype, a lot of guys just see something, they pay deposits, some go and pay full money, boom, scam, you know, and he's lost all his money. So you got to be very careful. Originality counts. If you're finding a good original car, well maintained, service history, all of those things are just benefits. So look out for all of those things, but make the effort to, like I joke with some of the guys, a guy will say, I love the pics, let's do the deal. And I'm like, you haven't seen the vehicle. What if you get there and it's in a totally different condition, you know? So make the effort, go out, look, drive, take a friend. If you don't understand, take a friend. I've helped many of the clients where it's not a vehicle I'm selling. I get the vehicle to me, I go through it. Yes, I might charge him a small fee, but he's happy to pay the fee because he doesn't want to, for example, fly down from Durban.
Okay.
You know, but he'd rather pay me to look at it and say, actually, it's a good deal, I'm happy, let's pay for it.
Fair enough. That's actually a good tips. I mean, I've bought a car from you.
Yeah.
You know, I've referred people to you. I think you sold
Quite a bit.
an E30, yeah. To one of my close friends, Marinda.
Yeah.
So
Very good client as well.
Yeah.
Very passionate lady.
100%. She loves her Beamers. But let's talk about what we're in.
So this KD is God sent. That's the only way I can explain it to everyone, and that's what I've told people as well when they've asked me. 4 weeks ago, I was called, and they said, someone called me and said, Mo, you're gonna be getting a call. There's an E36, and it was a Monday morning. I was quite busy. And I just said, cool, tell the guy to get hold of me and we'll assist. And I received a message, I looked at it, and I actually didn't read left-hand drive. I just read E36. And I said, okay, I'll call you back in about 30. I called the Oak, we had a bit of a discussion, and when he said left-hand drive and he said two-door, he had my attention. And long story short, I ended up in Pretoria. I looked at this vehicle, I went there with the intention of selling it to one of my clients. And when I saw this thing in its condition, I was like, no, definitely not happening. So we ended up purchasing unbelievable condition. It's a 95 E36 M3 left-hand drive US import. And it's got what? We're driving in the car. So it's 38,000 miles, which is probably just around 61,000 Ks. The man bought it in New York in 95, brand new. Kept the car original, shipped it back to South Africa. I think that's when he stopped working, and it's been laying here since then.
Okay, that's interesting. So what makes it a US car?
So if you look at the cluster, you can see it's in miles. Even if you check on this gauge, you'll see most of it will state like their miles, range, miles. It's left-hand drive. It's got like small compartments on the door that we didn't have. It's got and guys, don't hold me to it because I haven't done a lot of homework regarding the car, but I'm told it's a detuned M3 3-liter motor. If you look at the headlights, which we'll probably show you guys a bit later, you can see it's written USA. Even the wheels, our local M3s don't come with these wheels. So it's all the small things that make it just totally different.
I'm driving in it right now, and I'm like, oof, this thing drives so smooth. It's like a new car.
Yeah, it's I fell in love with this car. What made me buy it was two-door, left-hand drive, but the condition. Like when I opened the door and I smelled the leather, like, come on, this is a 95 model. Is this even normal? But that's what really. I just looked at it and I said, I have to own this.
Do you feel that it was always a dream for you to own something like this?
So I've owned two left-hand drives, and it's always been my go-to, whereas a lot of folks hate them. And I had to sell those vehicles because at some point, life changed. We had to lose cars. And it was I always felt like I would have loved to own another left-hand drive.
Yeah. And
in silver, just because the E30 silver. And look how God works. He sent it. He sent it my way.
100%. So let's touch on your E30. Obviously, it is being worked on. We won't give too much away, or not a lot. But tell us about your E30. I know it's been with you for a very long time. Tell us about that project. How did you come about it? What made you, start with the engine and so forth?
So that vehicle was purchased, I think, 2 years after starting the business. I didn't own a vehicle. I literally used to use my wife's Polo. I would pick up parts, drop off, just use her vehicle. And it was just getting frustrating because she needed a vehicle as well to do whatever she needed.
Yeah.
And I worked hard, I saved a bit of money. And in one of my groups, Oak messaged me privately and he said, Mo, it's time. Needs to go. And it was simply the only cash I had. I could afford it. It was a 318. Everyone said, nah, don't buy it. Not worthwhile. And for me, it was actually perfect because it was spec'd out well. It had the Recaro seats, the sunroof. It had everything. And I think most importantly, it had, it was the price I could afford. All I could afford at that time. Literally what I had in my account, I could pay over to the Oak. I didn't even have money to ship the car. It was in Cape Town. I borrowed money to ship it and I paid that back. We drove it. I mean, that car used to deliver parts to people. Guys would get upset with me. I would drop off and guys be like, please do not drive here with us. Don't put things on the seat.
Yeah, I remember you had some wheels the last time.
Yes, I would load. I had no choice. It's all I had, you know. But I also was a bit different compared to many other guys. I just love driving. I really love driving the car.
And was the E30 always a dream of yours?
Yeah. So I was lucky enough over the years, before this massive hype, to, I think with this silver one over the years, probably 11. So I've been lucky enough to own many and sold them. And yeah, I think once you drive one, you always want one. And when it came and I could afford it, and that's why I stuck to just enjoying it daily. It was 318. It was frustrating because everyone, especially when I did the meets, I would get to the place and there'd be 50 E30s and I'm the only one cruising in a 318. But yeah, that's, you asked about the conversion. So at some point, it was Uncle Sam Speed, who maintains all my vehicles. He pushed me and he said, Mo, you need to make a change. You need the M20 in there. And I said, I can't afford it. My business comes first. I cannot take out cash. So I literally made a decision to just save. You know, every month a little cash, put it away and just forget about it. And it took me 3 years. After 3 years, I walked into his shop and I said, Sam, I'm ready. And he said, ready for what? And I said, I've been saving. And now let's build it. And that's how it started.
Yeah, I remember when I think I purchased some oil from you.
Yeah.
And you just got it back. I was so excited for it. I was so excited for you. So you're talking about it. But in terms of, was there a car that you felt you owned and you sold it and you felt like that was the one that got away? Was there any
The
car
regret.
Yeah, it's just a regret.
Guaranteed. E30 station wagon, left-hand drive.
Ooh.
Yeah. Biggest regret. I mean, look, at that time, I moved into my first house. If I'm not mistaken, at that time I owned an E30 left-hand drive chrome bumper and the wagon at the same time. I was lucky. And I bought the house. It was the first property. We had no cash. And you know, when it comes to home and you move in and you want to make the changes. So yeah, I sold that. That was like 9 years ago.
Okay.
Katie, that was a proper import left-hand drive, tilt-up sunroof, the manual sunroof, Recaro seats. I could not get 50 grand for the car.
Gosh.
I struggled to sell it. And I think the oak that bought it paid me 40 grand and he said, keep your wheels. And today that's probably a 300-400k vehicle.
And in terms of future dream vehicles, what's a couple of cars that you'd like to, besides obviously like we spoke about the City or the CTI, sorry.
So the CTI, but I think more the Mark II. That's
Mark II,
definitely something I would love to achieve, the Mark II left-hand drive. And funny enough, I've never been a JDM person, but Rospa, hey, that Oaks page just makes me excited.
Yeah, it brings them some money.
Yeah. Rospa, what is it? R34. Hey, special.
Nice.
Special. I've seen a few locally, a few of my buddies own these. You know, they don't come out much, but when you see them, next level.
And BMs?
You know, when it comes to BMs, I think I always joke and say if the lotto came my way with a lot of money, I would guarantee buy all of them, all colors, all models, just to look at them, but enjoy them.
Yeah, you have to try.
Enjoy them. I mean, funny enough, I've never been an IS fan.
Really?
Yeah, people go crazy for the IS, they go crazy for the 333. I'm no fan. I mean, I drove a client's IS about 2 weeks ago. Absolutely amazing, you know. But like, I don't know, that attention in that IS scares me.
Yeah.
It does. It really does. I was so scared to drive the vehicle and drop it off. But I don't know. I guess everyone's different. I think if I had the money, I would definitely look more into, like the general guy would go into the IS, and I'd probably go more into a limited edition Alpina. That's what I would do. So I would rather call Himal from Rospa and say, right, let's bring in something that no one has. And I would appreciate more in Alpina, maybe B3, something like that, you know? And if it's left-hand drive, even better.
Yeah, those are nice. He's bringing in some nice stuff though.
He's done amazing. Like the cars he's brought in, unbelievable.
And in terms of future and in terms of car candy, what would you say the future lies for Mo?
Look, the ultimate goal is to service the entire BMW and VW market. I think that's more than enough. I don't need more than that. I want to expand. The ultimate dream is a showroom. That's the ultimate dream, a proper showroom where I'm able to have everything on display, you know. Let's say KD has a very old school vehicle in mint condition. He just doesn't want it to be parked anywhere. Yeah. But he'd be happy for it to be in a classy showroom located in the right area that's attracting the right clientele. That's the aim. There's many more additions. Funny enough, close to where I stay, there's a plot that came available, and since that day I always look. When I saw the sign go up, I looked at it and I was like, I could in 10 minutes probably sketch out what I would build there, just because I know what I'd love to achieve. But it works well. I think the current way works well. I think we've learned a lot from COVID, and it works. Let's see what the future holds. I'm trying to get a lot more products in. I'm speaking to a lot of guys from different countries, and it's so difficult, you know, especially from a courier perspective, to get stuff in. But we're always trying to bring new stuff in, and we're definitely trying to keep the business niche where, for example, I would not sell a car 2014 and below is where I want to be. Okay. I'm tempted on the tough months to just take in stuff and put it up, and I just always remind myself about the vision and how it needs to stay that and that only. So yeah, that's really it.
That's great, Mo. Well, I wish you all the success. I mean, I've seen you grow from the start, and you're very passionate about what you do. That's what I love the most. Every time I see you, there's like this glare in your eye to be like, okay, now I need to get this done. Business comes first. This has to happen. I got to make sure this is good. And that's very inspiring to me, you know. And I'm excited. I'm excited for what you told me earlier, which we were talking about it, the shows that are coming up. If you guys have been following me from the start, you would know I love this man's shows. You know, I attended at least 90% of them, if definitely. I could. You know, it's just, you know, sometimes life happens.
Yes.
Yes, sure. So, but before we end, Mo, would you like to give a shout out to anybody? And a special thanks to anybody that's helped you along the way. Any future mentions? The floor is yours, sir.
So for me, I think I've always been grateful to you and all the photographers, and I'll always say it because with hosting events, once we walk away, I'm too busy. I can't even take a picture to save my life. But when you folks come out and you do what you do, you put it out. Yeah. You allow people that haven't attended to see what it was. But also the owners that come love to see their vehicles. And for me, it's thank you to all the guys. I mean, there's so many names, I can't go through it. You all know who you are. Thanks to all the photographers out there. And I think one other guy who really stands out and motivates me is Vic.
Shout out to Vic.
So Vic, thanks to you, Vic. And you know, you spoke now about the grind and the continuous push. And Vic is one oak. Every time I speak to him, he'll always say, Mo, consistency. If you stop that, I'm sorry. And I because this is just me, I'm not funded by anyone. I've got, you know, I can't go to my dad and say, it's a tough man. I got to make it happen. Yeah. So that's my push daily, to know that I got to pay my bills and you got to grind daily. Also building something for my daughter. She's quite young, so the vehicles are all her investments. the business, hopefully. I mean, I joked with her yesterday. We went for a drive and I said, if I die, you keeping this business? And she said, nah, Dad, I don't like it. But we'll see when the time happens. But again, thanks, Vic. I always listen to your words, and that's what we need. We need people like that. He's done so amazingly well, and we need that kind of motivation. You know, he's someone that I've always looked up to, and when an oak like that can invest in you and give you the chance to, you know, give you information that you really need, you respect people like that.
Yeah. I definitely respect that guy. He's done so much for the community as well. You know, like you said, the grind, you know, you're always grinding, creating generational wealth. But Mo, where can we find you on socials? How can we get a hold of you if you're looking for a classic car? Just remember, Mo doesn't only do BMs and VWs.
Anything.
He sourced me a Toyota.
Yeah.
You know, so he can get you anything that you want. Mo, where can people get a hold of you?
So Facebook, Car Candy Inc., that's the page. And then TikTok, Instagram, Car Candy Inc. SA. On email, it's info@carcandyinc.co.za. And most of my clients deal with me via WhatsApp. 100%. I'm always on my phone, so 084 554 4153. Pop me a WhatsApp, give me a call. Please, in business hours, don't call me at 1 o'clock in the morning.
100%.
Some of you do that. But yeah.
So I'll put all those details in the link below, and then you can follow Mo. Not Mo, you can follow Mo. And please, guys, like I said, if you need anything E30 accessories, this is the man to go to. Trust me when I say I've bought stuff and I don't even have an E30. I bought oil from him. I bought a car. I send people to him. This guy has been with me from the start, and I appreciate him and I always support him. But Mo, thank you so much for being a guest on this. I can't even call it a podcast. We just drive, have a nice conversation. I wish it was longer. Took a drive in this really nice M3, which we will give you some cinematics about. Mo gave me some advice on how we can actually make this better. It was a last minute thing.
Yeah.
But guys,
spoke last week, right?
Yeah, last minute thing. And Mo, I appreciate it. Guys, please like, subscribe. Thank you everybody that's been supporting. We hit 1 million total views. Next thing.
Well done, KD.
Thank you, sir. Next thing, 10,000 subs.
Yeah.
That's what we're chasing.
Yeah.
The grind never stops, guys. Every day. But thank you, guys. Appreciate it. I'll hit you up with some nice cinematics. I need you guys to see this spec.